Hello, world. Welcome back to another episode of Let Them See Your Mind. It's your girl, LD Marie, and we are back. So today's video is another video on our series, Realities of Moving Across the Pond. So today we're going to be talking about how we actually got here. So the process of moving over here from I got the job, it's final, to I've been here for a few weeks, and I'm trying to settle into this new life that I call being American expat. So hey, sit back, relax, let's go. So let us go back in time to the year of 2021. I was unemployed, living my best life on the money that I was getting from unemployment. And then also I was doing a little side job under the table being a waitress. So I was living my best life in 2021. I was also still trying to apply for jobs and fulfill my dream of moving across the pond. On June 7th, I got the email that I had been waiting so anxiously to get. Here's a video of my announcement to the world.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
So I announced to the world that I finally got everything, all the hard work paid off, starting from December of 2020 until June 2021. That's where all the grinding was there, in essence, for me to move over to the United Kingdom. So now I got the job. Now it's time to get everything sorted with moving over here. And that was the process of paring down. So paring down all of my items. So previously I pared down all of my items and I moved from my 1-bedroom apartment to my dad's house, and I only can bring all of my belongings in 1 bedroom, similar to what I had to do here in Slough. Now I had to get my whole life within 2 large suitcases, a roller bag, and a backpack. And that was it. That was all of my belongings that I came over here with. And in addition to the 4 suitcases that I had, I also, when I settled into my new place, I had 6 boxes moved over here with me. Now I can tell you a lot of the stuff that I had moved over here, it has come back. And I've pared down even more because the simple fact of just making aware and settling more into the environment that I was in, I was very much, okay, I don't really actually need this. I can take it back on one of the trips that I'm going back. And so that's the process of me paring down a lot of the things that I had. And then essentially when I got to the point that I was paring down the things that I had, that was one of the next things, like throughout the process, because I got the job in June and my move-in date was October 5th, to be exact. I had a flight to go out on October 4th, and I landed on October 5th. So I had a lot of good time, a lot of chunk of time to get what I'm going to get in regards to my things. And one of the things that I did do in my process of moving over here was I threw a going away party because I wanted to celebrate with my friends and my family one last time. It was important to me to have just one more moment just with family and friends. And when I say that we had a time, we had a time. So the theme of my going away party was Talk About London. So I love tacos, and if y'all don't know, now you know, I love tacos, and I knew that that was going to be the theme of my party, and just trying to incorporate Mexican food, my last hurrah in Texas, and then going over to London. And technically I wasn't actually moving to London. Y'all know that I had moved to Southampton, but people don't know that. People don't know that you're not moving to London. They hear United Kingdom, they say what, and you just say London, and they're like, oh yeah. So my thing was Talk About London, and it was different vendors that I had. It was a very, very good time with my friends and with my family, and it was a time. And one of the things that we did at the party, which I do have to this day, was little notes to me. So I had little notes that was given to me throughout the party. Everybody had a time to where they wrote something down. I'm going to read some of them out because I feel like it was something that was beneficial. This is from my kin. Oh, every new beginnings comes from someone's other's beginnings end. You've accomplished so much, many amazing things, and I couldn't be more prouder to call you my sister. No distance can change the love I have for you, and I'm so excited for you to for this next big chapter in your life. Every day I pray you wake up and remember you are living a dream. Anointed your space and speak safely and positively in every room you enter. Your light too bright to let it be dimmed by anybody or anyone, including you. You deserve everything you've worked for and then some. I love you. Make smart decisions, trust your gut, and trust your gut. Know that God is talking to you. From my sister. And so we're gonna read one more. Like, I've kept them all. So anybody that wrote to me on Talk About London, I kept all of your notes. D, you're awesome. I say don't change and live. I love you. And that was from Marissa. So, and now she's finally come over here. She's the second person that come to see me. And so I kept these as a little pouch to me, and it's always something close and near and dear to me. One of these days I'll just go through them, read them when I'm feeling a little down or I'm missing people. This is something a good reminder to have. And this is what happened at the party, along with the speeches, along with the great food. And it was nice. All to be had. It was so much fun. And it was the party that I actually found out I was going to be an auntie. And I was so happy with one of my sorority sisters. She wrote it in a card for me, which I probably got this card somewhere. So it was a great party. It was a great party. And so the party ended, and I had my final hurrah with my family and friends. And because I was doing this brand new excursion and this trip for me, I decided to do my very first class experience. And when I tell you, I was feeling myself throughout this whole process of moving over here. I was definitely feeling myself because I was like, I'm gonna spend this little money here and go first class. And I went first class with JetBlue. I think this was around about the time that JetBlue just started their routes from New York to London, and they opened up the Mint suites for the first class accommodations. And so I was one of the ones that went on that route. I didn't have like the entire suite, but there was like one particular area that was meant, but it wasn't like the suite that everybody was trying to get on. And so it was my first experience in first class, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I was like, I need this to be my life every single time that I'm flying back to Texas, which it wasn't my first. It wasn't gonna be, because it's expensive. It's very much expensive. But it was a once in a lifetime opportunity that I wanted to do, going over into this new country, new chapter. So I decided I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is and experience the trip. And I was glad that I did, because when I say the accommodations were so nice, the flight attendants were great, the food was amazing, the atmosphere, the flight attendants were really very sweet to me. And when I told them this is my first experience in first class, they were very sweet. They were accommodating. I even got 2 pens. It was the warm towels for me, the welcoming drink, the unlimited food, the nap, the headphones. Everything was spot on. A++. Would do it again. Thank you for JetBlue for allowing me to have my first class experience. Got off the plane, and as soon as got all of my belongings and took an Uber. Now, I remember this Uber ride. This Uber ride was very much politically driven, and I just got off a 10-hour flight, and I didn't want to talk politics with this Uber driver. You know how you just want to say, yeah. And that's exactly how this ride was, because I wasn't trying to feed into anything that he had to. At that time, I was jet lagged and wanted to go to sleep, but I was also very excited that I actually was here. And I was actually here and wanting to in this space, and was excited that I've actually made the jump to England. So I get to my Airbnb. I booked everything when I was in the States, and so I came to my first Airbnb, which is my first experience in being in a shared accommodation space type deal. And it was interesting, to say the least. I mean, I came in, I got my bags, got them upstairs, got everything situated, and I unpacked for a little bit, as much as I could, and then I went to sleep. And I woke up in the middle of the night trying to get something to eat, And that was my first kind of experience getting into the vibe of things. And my host she reminded me of like the red state conservatives that you have in the States. Now, I came on October 5th. I started my job on October 18th. So within that 2.5 week span, I had to make sure that I had to get a car. I had to get an accommodation, like somewhere to live, and kind of get somewhat settled before I actually started my job. So I started with my car first in order to kind of circumvent what my apartment search was going to be. I also did one. I was doing it simultaneously. I take that back. I was looking for a car and looking for a flight at the same time, and so the car came before the flat. So I was looking for my car, and I got the advice from not only my dad but also my best friend's dad to kind of figure out what would be the best thing for me since I was over here. I looked on Facebook Market because I was looking for a car that I could buy outright. I wasn't looking at dealerships. I wanted something outright, so I didn't have a monthly payment. And Sadie was on a list of cars that I narrowed down to, and I was negotiating and talking to certain people. I test drove Sadie. I was like, Sadie is the one. And I did some background before I actually test drove it. So I did the Carfax. I'm not sure what the equivalent is in the UK anymore because I haven't done it in a while. But I did the equivalent of what Carfax of the UK is, and all checks came back okay, and I sent them over to my dad for him to look over. He was like, this looks like a pretty good car, and I ended up buying it, and I bought the car outright, and that's where Sadie was, and I got that car on day 3, day 4. And then luckily with that, it was very much easy to get around to go look at other apartments and other flats that I was looking into, because I was looking at a lot of different places. And unfortunately, I lost out on a place that I really thought was really, really great. It was a 2-bedroom, and I lost out on a flat that really would have been beneficial for me, but I ended up swinging my searches over to a different apartment. So I was searching in Windsor, I was searching in Basingstoke, and I was searching in Southampton. And what drove me to Southampton was my older sister. She was like, oh, well, let's go down to Southampton. And so we walked around Southampton, and I was like, okay, I think I can see myself living here. And that was her trick that she used to get me down here. That's basically how that worked out. She was like, I'm going to get you down to Southampton because I'm going to be staying in Southampton. So, and that's where we found the flat that we started the humble beginnings of Let Them See Your Mind. And y'all know that flat is great. It had great outdoor space. It had, it did have outdoor space. It had a great layout. It was very nice, and it was very good just for me. Now, I didn't realize later on the line that me getting this 2-bedroom apartment, I should have just got the 1-bedroom, or I should have just went into a shared accommodation, but lessons were learned. I got that flat day 11. That flat was day 11, and I was super excited because I was on a tail end of trying to get somewhere, a place to live, and also my Airbnb was running out, and I couldn't extend my stay whatsoever, but I did another stay at a different Airbnb at the time, but I ended up canceling it because I found my place, which is great. And I got my flat, I got my apartment, and everything else before I actually started my job in Dover. And that was great. And it was great for the first 2 years, and now I'm here in South. And I would say in settling into a big move like this, sometimes you won't get settled within a few weeks. You won't get settled within a few months. It might take a few years before you actually settle into this whole place where you're just trying to figure out where your place is, who you are, find your friends, find your tribe, everything else. And sometimes it's hard to do. But ultimately, you get to a point, and I'm going on 3 years now, where I feel like I'm finally settled, and I'm loving my life the way it is right now. So that's today's video. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to the videos. I would love to hear your feedback on what you think we should talk about on the next video of realities of moving across the pond. I enjoy answering your questions, and I want to give you an opportunity to learn about moving over here, because ultimately this is what the channel is about. It's about taking my experiences and letting you see my mind with everything coming from just being an American expat, traveling, social work, politics, and also some pop culture. So thank you so much for watching, and we are out.